All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to talk about something that's so deep-rooted in our culture we barely even question it anymore. This idea that a university degree is the golden ticket to success. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the real power, the real engine for growth, isn't in a paper qualification, but in the simple, powerful skill of actually making things?
You see, it all starts with this powerful lie. It's this quiet, unspoken assumption that being top of your class is the only way to make it in the world of industry. This idea has literally shaped careers, dreams, and how we see ourselves for generations. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain and take a hard look at it.
I mean, think about it. Here in Kenya, this belief is absolutely everywhere. It's built into our schools, it's what our parents celebrate, it's all over our national conversations. We glorify the A's, we celebrate the fancy certificates, but here's the big question. Is that obsession with grades actually building the industrial future we all want? It's time to ask some tough questions.
So, let's get right to the heart of the matter. Does a perfect academic record actually build a factory? This is where we see a major clash between two totally different mindsets: the person who analyzes value and the person who actually creates it.
Just think about it for a second. The moment you step onto a real factory floor, it's a completely different world from a lecture hall. The production line doesn't care about your degree, and I can promise you, the machines don't ask for your GPA. What makes things run, what really drives manufacturing, is practical, hands-on skill and the discipline to solve problems right then and there.
And this slide just lays it all out so clearly, doesn't it? On one side, you've got the academic path, chasing grades, collecting certificates, and ultimately looking for a job to analyze the value that someone else created. And on the other side, you've got the producer's path, learning skills, getting real-world experience, and building enterprises that create value from scratch. These are two fundamentally different worlds.
You know what? The proof is all around us. So many of our most successful local industrialists, especially in the communities that really dominate manufacturing, they weren't the ones with straight A's. Their edge wasn't a degree. It was getting their hands dirty early on, learning a trade through mentorship, and developing a producer's mindset. While others were in the library, they were learning how to make things.
Okay, so let's move on and bust another huge myth, this kind of dangerous idea that manufacturing is some super complex field that's only for, elite engineers. This belief has scared off so many brilliant, capable people, but the truth is way more straightforward.
Let's take making animal feed, for example. Sounds technical, right? But what does it really boil down to? It's about understanding your raw materials, knowing the right mix, processing it correctly, and making sure the quality is good. This isn't abstract rocket science. It's a practical, learnable skill. And it's the exact same principle with cosmetics. You really don't need a 4-year degree to learn how to formulate a basic body lotion. With the right hands-on training, you can get the fundamentals down in a day. What really matters is getting the formulation right, using safe ingredients, being consistent, and having the discipline to meet the standards. And here's why this is so critical. That simple, learnable skill. It connects you directly to a massive opportunity. We are talking about over 6 million potential customers for personal care products right here in Kenya, every single day. That's not a hypothetical problem in a textbook. That is a real, tangible, industrial-sized opportunity. So once we bust those myths, we can finally see the real secret sauce, the true engine behind all industrial power. It has nothing to do with memorizing facts for an exam. It's all about the skill of adding value. Let's make this super simple. Everything starts with a raw material, right? Like these grains. Now sure, they've got some value just as they are, but the real magic, the very heart of industry, happens in the next step. Through a skilled process, grinding, mixing, adding nutrients, those simple grains become a much, much more valuable product. Animal feed. That transformation, that leap from a raw input to a finished good, that is the creation of value. That's where wealth comes from.
And, this works for absolutely everything. You can start with basic inputs, things like oils, emulsifiers, maybe some fragrances. By themselves, they're just ingredients. But with the mastery of formulation and a disciplined production process, they're transformed into cosmetics that people want and need every day. This skill of turning simple things into valuable products is the absolute core of industry. And the person who masters that is the one who really calls the shots.
And this brings us to a pretty uncomfortable truth, doesn't it? The vast majority of our formal education system is set up to train people to analyze value, to manage it, to critique it, to write reports about it. It trains great managers. But the producers, the people who actually create that value out of thin air, they're often an afterthought.
So, what does all of this mean for you, for an aspiring entrepreneur in Kenya right now? It means that there's a clear, powerful path forward. And that path is the path of the producer.
I know it might sound intimidating, but competing with the giants of industry, it is not a fantasy, not at all. In a country where basic products like soap and detergents are used every single day by millions, manufacturing isn't a gamble, it's a certainty. And with the right skills, you can absolutely get in the game.
So what's the recipe? It's not about having the best grades. It's about having the proper formulation, a standardized production process, getting the right certification, and building a smart brand. But most importantly, it's about getting practical mentorship and real hands-on exposure. With those things, a small producer is no longer just on the sidelines, they're a real competitor.
So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. Kenya does not have an intelligence problem. What we have is a shortage of skilled producers. Our industrial future isn't going to be built by printing more degrees, it's going to be built by a massive cultural shift. One that finally starts to respect and prioritize the mastery of making things.
And at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one powerful idea. In the race to build our country's future, the young person who learns how to actually make something of value will always, always outrun the one who only knows how to manage what somebody else has already built.
The future truly belongs to the makers, the creators, the producers. It's going to be built by those who have the skills to turn simple materials into the products that define our daily lives. So the real question for all of us isn't about what degree we should chase, but rather, what will we choose to build?